Well, Ric Flair seems to be the man that you go to for your hot takes these days. See what I did there? I put the name of his podcast in the thing. See it? Anyway, Ric Flair never shy about his opinions these days, is he? I mean, he never really was. But certainly nowadays he's just the grumpy, bitter old man, and he don't bite his tongue about anything. And he's always got a hot take on his podcast, To Be the Man with Conrad Thompson. And look, sometimes, you'll hear Conrad, he'll try to change the subject and move on, and Flair will bring it back. He'll just keep talking about it. So he's always going to slip his opinions out there. Apparently he's got beefs with Eric Bischoff all over again. I thought we had moved on from this. Of course, if you remember or may have heard at any point in your wrestling fandom that Ric Flair still had a lot of animosity towards Eric Bischoff from his treatment in WCW when, Bischoff basically, said that, like Hogan and Piper were the only ones that ever drew a dime in wrestling. Said that right in front of Ric Flair. Basically made Flair feel pretty worthless, and killed his self-esteem, cut his hair, all that shit. Flair had a lot of animosity at Bischoff to the point where Bischoff, when he came into WWE to do the general manager gimmick, Flair took a swing at him backstage. Bischoff jokes about saying it wasn't really much of a punch. They thought he was just kind of doing it for show, but, Flair had later said that he, had forgiven Bischoff and all was well and they were fine and had kissed and made up and stuff like that. But apparently no more, because on the To Be the Man podcast, Ric Flair held nothing back and he gave his true thoughts on Eric Bischoff as it stands right now, today in 2022. Check out this clip.
Everybody wants to think there was animosity with me and Hulk. Hulk didn't sign my checks.
Right.
Eric did. Eric fucked me every time he turned around. And when he sees my documentary, he is still a prick in it.
Wow.
You have no bet. He's still a prick. He's an arrogant prick.
I can't wait to put you guys together. We need to do a Starcast and just do a Flair Bischoff debate.
No, you got to see what he says to me in this. I mean, and then they go, he said a lot of good things, Rick. Well, this kind of fit the narrative. I said, yeah, it sure did. It's dead on. He's just a prick. I'd love to do it one-on-one.
So it sounds like this is stemming from the documentary that Ric Flair did that's going to be coming out about the Nature Boy. It's supposed to be like a full in-depth of his entire career, all the ups and downs, the goods and the bads. And Rick's been touting this for a few weeks now, how good he thinks it is and how he feels this is the definitive Ric Flair documentary. But he said that Eric Bischoff is on it. And he said when he watched it, he's just a prick still. And look, I've been critical of Ric Flair's hot takes at times because I think he's so bitter. And I think he needs to let some of that go at his old age. It's not good to carry that around with him or die with that. But Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff is a pretty smug prick, is he not? Like, he's a very smug, dickhead, prick face fuck. He is. He just is. Every time when he takes his shots at like CM Punk or Tony Khan or AEW or anybody that he's taking his shots at, he doesn't hold back. He says it. Not only does not only are his words harsh and brash, but they come with a tone, and they always have ever since the 90s, since we've known Eric Bischoff. They've come with that tone of smart aleck, smart ass, smarmy, cocky, smug, dickheadish, prickish. Like, you can tell Bischoff is just fucking gleeful in his fucking arrogance. You know what I mean? Like, he takes pleasure in just saying the worst things about people. He's confrontational. He loves taking his shots at people, and he'll say it with a smile on his face and almost taunt you, dare you to fucking say something back. I dare you to rebut. I do this. This is sport to Eric Bischoff. All his shooting and shit like that. Anytime Bischoff shoots on anybody or goes hard on, talks about anybody in any negative way, it's a challenge. It's an invite to confrontation. Bischoff fancies himself a tough guy. He loves this shit. He wants you to take a shot back at him so he can take a shot back. And this is sport to him. This is how he keeps his mind sharp. This is how he keeps himself entertained. Bischoff's a fucking prick. He's not changed into like this good person, or, you know, he's not chilled out in his old age. Look, he has in certain aspects, and he's made amends with a lot of the people that have had beefs with him in the past. And he has, you know, earned himself a place into a WWE Hall of Fame. And he has earned the right to have an opinion. And a lot of people respect Bischoff. And look, I do too. I like Eric Bischoff. I like, he's hard to listen to because he's so boring and long-winded. But his hot takes are hot. And that's never changed with Bischoff. And he's still a smug prick. And I don't blame Ric Flair for saying this right now. And I haven't seen this documentary, but it does not surprise me one bit that Bischoff is on there saying some fucking prickish shit with a little shit-eating grin on his face. Like, yeah, Ric Flair, fuck him. He doesn't draw a dime. You know, like, I can guarantee it. Not the fuck him. I'm paraphrasing what he might say, but you know Eric Bischoff just as well as I do, right? If you listen to his podcast, you know. You can almost hear him now talking shit about Ric Flair on his own documentary. And Rick heard that, and it's who Bischoff is. And I just think fundamentally they're kind of oil and water. I think, Bischoff doesn't respect Flair in the way that Flair feels like Bischoff should respect him. And I think Bischoff also just enjoys pushing buttons and poking the bear a little bit and just being a prick. And Flair enjoys being a grouchy, bitter old fuck that holds a grudge. So I think that's destined to be the case for these guys, though. I would love, because they're both in the Conrad Thompson podcast family, if they could get those two together on a podcast. And fucking Bischoff has done some fun crossovers. I believe he did one with Jim Ross. And he just recently did one with Bruce Pritchard as well, like filling in for Conrad, being the host with Bruce. So let's get Bischoff and Flair on a podcast together with Conrad and hash this shit out. Let them fucking just go at it. That is money. Take my money. Just fucking here. You know what I mean? Like, that's entertainment right there. Let them two fucking go at it. Verbally, of course. But yeah, I don't blame Flair in this one because I know Bischoff, and I'm pretty positive that we'll all see exactly what Flair's talking about when we see this whole thing. But what are your thoughts? Is Flair just a bitter old grumpy ass man who just hates everybody and just can't help himself but talking shit about people and being bitter about things? Or is Eric Bischoff just a smarmy, cocky, arrogant, smug prick, or both? Are they both right? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll check out the next clip.
Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.